Dear students, today we will see SQL, that is Structured Query Language, and MySQL, history and advantages or features and data types, concept, the way how we can work with databases. Let's start with SQL introduction. So SQL abbreviation, when you see, SQL is an acronym of Structured Query Language. Structured Query Language. It is a standard language developed and used for accessing and modifying relational databases. So SQL is the standard language for accessing, modifying data with related to relational databases. So structured query language helps to make practice on SQL commands which provides immediate results. Structured query language helps to make practice on SQL commands which provides immediate results. Okay, it includes database creation, deletion, fetching rows and modifying rows, etc. It includes database creation, deletion, fetching rows, that is not retrieving the data from database table, and modifying rows, existing table data modifying, etc. will take place with the help of this structured query language. It is used for storing and managing data in RDBMS. SQL is used for storing and managing data in RDBMS. RDBMS means Relational Database Management System. It is a standard language for RDBMS. It enables a user to create, read, update and delete relational databases and tables. All the RDBMS relational database management systems like MySQL, Informix, Oracle, MS Access, MS SQL Server as their standard database language. SQL is the standard language for all the MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, SQLite, Microsoft SQL Server, Informix, okay, DB2, all types of databases which they uses. Standard language is SQL to write query processing. Okay. The SQL language was originally developed at the IBM Research Laboratory in San Jose in connection with a project developing a prototype for a relational database management system called System R in the early 70s. So it was developed in early 70s, 1970s. So rules. What are the rules which you need to follow when you are working SQL programming in databases? SQL is not a case sensitive. Generally, keywords of SQL are written in uppercase. So SQL language is not a case sensitive language, even though which is not case sensitive language, but which the keywords of this programming language were written in uppercase letters. We can use a single SQL statement on one or multiple text line. Okay, the statement, the query which you want to write, it can be written in a single line or multiple lines of text. Using the SQL, you can perform most of the actions in a database. By using the SQL query, you can perform most of the actions in a database data which you want to work with. SQL depends on tuple relations, calculus, relational calculus and relational algebra. SQL depends on tuple, relational calculus and relational algebra, the concepts again within the programming. So we are not going that in detail. So these are some of the basic rules which you need to follow when you are working with SQL programming. Now when you look at the history of SQL, 1970s, that's what it was mentioned, early 70s. 1970s, Dr. E.F. Codd of IBM, he is known as the father of relational databases. In 1970s, Dr. E.F. Codd of IBM, is known as the father of relational database management system. He described a relational model for databases. He described a relational model for databases. In 1974, SQL appeared. In 1974, SQL appeared. 1978, IBM worked to develop cards ideas and released a product named System R. 1978, IBM worked to develop COTS ideas and released a product named called System R Programming. In 1986, IBM developed the first prototype of relational database and standardized by ANSI. ANSI means here American National Standard Institute. IBM developed the first prototype of relational database and standardized by ANSI. The first relational database was released by Relational Software and it's later becoming Oracle. The first relational database was released by Relational Software, that same Relational Software organization which changed to becoming Oracle. Okay, these are the brief introduction about SQL. Brief introduction about SQL. Now, advantages of using SQL. Advantages of using SQL. High speed, no coding needed, well-defined standards, portability, interactive language, multiple data views, which you can specify. Well-defined standards, that is what which we call it as ISO, International Standard for Organization, American National Standard Organization. Those are the organizations which they approve the particular programming language, whichever or particular models which it was designed related to the computer science department. Which is the interactive language is multiple data views, which includes. Now let's see MySQL. MySQL is currently the most popular open source database software. It is a multi-user, multi-threaded database management system. MySQL is especially popular on the web. It is one of the parts of the very popular LAMP platform, that is Linux, Apache, MySQL and PHP, Vim platform, Windows, Apache, MySQL and PHP. It's not Vim, WAMP, W-A, here there is a mistake, W-A-M-P, okay, WAMP platform, that is Windows, Apache, MySQL and PHP. MySQL AB was founded by Michael Widenes, which is also called as Monty. MySQL AB is the organization which was founded by Michael Widenes. He is also called as Monty. And David Axmar and Alan Larson in Sweden in year 1995. These are the three people who joined together and developed this MySQL programming, MySQL databases. The country called Sweden in the year 1995. MySQL is developed by Michael Widenes in the year 1994. MySQL has been named after Monty's daughter name called My. The logo of MySQL, the dolphin, that's what you saw earlier slide, dolphin within the logo, is named as Sakila, the name of a town in Arusha, Tanzania country. The logo of MySQL, the dolphin, is named as Sakila. The name of a town in Arusha, there is a small town in Arusha, that street name is Sakila and country called Tanzania. MySQL is written in C and C++ program. The compiler, the software which it was written, programming languages using C and C++ programs. MySQL is a very popular open source database management system. MySQL databases are relational. officially pronounced. So MySQL, the way how you need to pronounce MySQL, not MySQL. So which has to be pronounced MySQL, not MySQL. Okay. Handles very large databases, very fast performances, which gives and which is more reliable. And MySQL is compatible with standard SQL language, structured query language, which we saw introduction, and works on many different platforms, as which supports for many platforms: Windows, Apple, Macintosh, that is Linux, Ubuntu. Okay. Sun acquired MySQL AB in January 2008 for $1 billion. Sun Microsystems acquired MySQL AB company. So Sun Microsystems purchased MySQL AB company in January 2008 for $1 billion. For $1 billion. On April 28, 2009, again Oracle Corporation acquired Sun Microsystems. So on April 28, 2009, Oracle Corporation purchased Sun Microsystems. Why are we using MySQL? Why are we using MySQL? Free, much cheaper than Oracle. Each student can install MySQL locally. Multi-user access to a number of databases offered. Easy to use, self for creating tables, querying tables, etc. Easy to use with Java JDBC, that is Java Database Connectivity. So JDBC is used for when you are working with front-end Java programming, then back-end will be using for driver to connect with MySQL, JDBC, ODBC, which we call it as server. Okay, that layer which connects front-end and back-end. MySQL is frequently used by PHP and Perl programs. PHP hypertext pre-processing, that is another type of programming language. Perl is also another programming language. Most of the time it's used with these programming languages, this database. And MySQL is customizable. And MySQL works very quickly and works well even with large data sets, large amount of data, which works very easily. Commercial version of MySQL is also provided, including technical support. Yes, which is, even though which is an open source platform, but still there is a paid version also where technical support also will be provided for that. Now MySQL features. Okay, so features like relational database management system, that is shortcut which we call it as RDBMS. Shortcut which we call it as RDBMS. So MySQL is the relational database management system. MySQL is a relational database management system. Easy to use, which is easy to use. MySQL is easy to use. You have to get only the basic knowledge of SQL, structured query language. You can build and interact with MySQL with only a few simple SQL statements. You can build and interact with MySQL only a few simple SQL statements, small queries which you can make use. It is secure. It is secure. MySQL consists of a solid data security layer that protects sensitive data from intruders. Passwords are encrypted in MySQL. Passwords are encrypted in MySQL. That's why which we call it as this is secure database software. Client server architecture is MySQL, which is also called as client server architecture. MySQL follows a client server architecture. There is a database server and arbitrarily many clients application programs which communicate with the server, that is the query data, save changes, etc. So free to download. Client server, when you say client will be sended request to the server, server processes the request and sends back to the result as an output. So free to download. Yes, MySQL is free to download, free to use, and you can download it from MySQL official website, mysql.com or .org. So it is scalable. MySQL can handle almost any amount of data. MySQL can handle almost any amount of data up to as much as 50 million rows or more. So can go for more than 50 million rows of data which it can be stored into the database. The default file size limit is about 4 GB. The default file size limit is about 4 GB. However, you can increase this number to a theoretical limit of 8 TB of data. 8 TB of data. You know GB, memory units, GB, gigabytes, and TB is terabytes. 1 TB equal to 1024 GB. Then think of it, 8 TB, 8 terabytes of data which can be increased up to that. Okay. So MySQL features continuation. Open source and free of cost, already it was told. It is open source and available at free of cost. Portability is small enough in size to install and run it on any types of hardware and operating systems like Linux, Microsoft Windows, or Mac OS like Apple computers, etc. So security, its databases are secured and protected with passwords. It was told that so passwords are encrypted within the MySQL. Connectivity, various application programming interfaces are developed to connect it with many programming languages like PHP, Perl, now Python, Java, okay, .NET. Like this, there are many programming languages, application programming languages are developed to connect with that this particular database. Query language, it supports structured query language for handling databases, querying the data. Let's see types of SQL statements. Types of SQL statements or SQL commands, okay, which is also called as SQL statements. Sometimes it may be represented. So well-defined standards. SQL defines following ways to manipulate data stored in a RDBMS. SQL defines following types or ways to manipulate data stored in an RDBMS. Yeah, RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. So like DDL, data definition language, data definition language to create database and table structure, commands like create, alter, drop, etc. DQL, data query language to retrieve the data from database. DML, data manipulation language, records or rows related operations, commands like insert, delete, update, etc. DCL, data control language, used to manipulate permissions or access rights to the tables. Commands which we use related to this statement or language, grant, revoke. Transactional control language, used to control the transactions. Commands like commit, rollback, save point. Now we'll see one by one. Data definition language. This includes changes to the structure of the table like creation of table, altering table, deleting a table, etc. Data definition language includes changes the structure of the table like creation of table, altering table, deleting table, etc. All data definition language commands are auto committed. All data definition language commands are auto committed. That means it saves all changes permanently in the database. So auto committed means data definition language commands like create, alter, drop. So auto committed, automatically we save the query which you executed in the server. Okay, permanently we save the query execution, whatever changes which you made by using data definition language queries, automatically which will be saved permanently in the database. Like commands which we saw, create to create a new table or database. Create command is used to create new table or database in MySQL server, new database. Alter command used for altering table structure, table structure like adding new column or attribute into existing table, or existing table attribute modifying either data type or field name or size of the attribute, okay, which can be done by using alter command. Then truncate, delete data from table. Truncate is used to delete data from table. And drop a data table from database. Drop command is used to delete table from database, okay, if it is table. And if it is database also will be deleted from the server, okay, by using drop command. Then rename a table. Yes, you can rename a table. So this is how brief about data definition language. What are the commands which include create, alter, truncate, drop, rename, and which is auto committed statements or language. Next one is data manipulation language. Data manipulation language. DML commands are used for manipulating the data stored in the table, not the table itself, okay. Table structure cannot be changed by using data manipulation language, but the data which it was stored within the table, that can be modified. DML commands are not auto committed. So the data manipulation language commands whichever we use, if we execute, which will not be saved automatically. It means changes are not permanent to database, they can be rolled back. Whatever queries which you execute, which will not be stored permanently, which will not be saved permanently into database, which can be rolled back whenever you want it back, okay. So what are the commands which we use data manipulation language? Insert, to insert a new row into the database table, that is what record or tuple, which we call it as. Update, to update a existing row. Update command is used to update existing row record, okay, a tuple. Then another command is delete, to delete a row from the existing table data. Merging two rows or two tables. Merging two rows or two tables as merge command can be used. Now under data manipulation language, commands which we use: insert, update, delete, merge, okay. Next one is TCL, transaction control language. These commands are to keep a check on other commands and affection their effect on the database. So transaction control language commands which we use to check with other commands what they work, okay. Changes made by other commands rolling the data back to its original state by using this transaction control language. Yes, whatever changes made by using other languages, by using this you can get back the data actual position where it was started initially. It can also make any temporary change permanent. Yes, by using this transactional control language, the temporary saving data can be done permanent save also by using these commands. What are the commands which we use under transaction control language? Commit, to permanently save the data. Whatever query which you processed so far on transaction, if you want to save permanently, yes, you can make use the command called commit. And roll back, to undo change. Whatever execution changes which you made so far, that you wanted to come back to the actual position where you started your work, then you can make use the rollback command. Save point, to save temporarily. Save point can be used within the transaction wherever you want to save temporarily the data, and that can be rolled back to actual position. So you can use the some points to move on. That is what save point which works to save temporarily the data, okay. Now TCL commands are commit, rollback, save point. Next one is DCL, data control language. data control language. Okay, the commands to grant and take back authority from any database user. So data control language is used to give the permissions for database users, okay, and take back those permissions whichever it was assigned to a user. Commands which we use here, grant and revoke. Grant is used to give the permission right to a user, and revoke command is used to take back the permission which it was allotted to a particular user. Okay, this is administration level to accessibility of data any user. So without permission given, then no user can be accessed database data. Then another type of language is DQL, data query language. It is used to fetch data from tables, which is used to fetch data from tables based on conditions that we can easily apply. It is used to fetch data from tables based on conditions that we can easily apply. So the command which we use under this query language, data query language, that is select. Retrieve records from one or more tables. By using select command, you can get the data from database table. Retrieve the data from database table. Retrieve the data from database table. That is what which we call it as different types of SQL statements or commands are different types of SQL languages. Okay, DDL, DML, TCL, DCL, DQL. And each language, what are the commands which we uses. Already it was told you that SQL is not a case sensitive language, but still which we uses predefined commands in uppercase letters. That's why it was represented in uppercase letters in the slide, which you can observe clearly. Now we are moving MySQL data types. MySQL. So here, what is data type? It is used to represent the nature of the data that can be stored in the database table. Main purpose of data type means it is used to represent the nature of the data that can be, what type of data it is going to be stored in the database table. Generally computer understands binary language, okay, and here whichever we communicate high level language English, and which will be converted to system computer language, and it will be stored into the computer memory. So data types, see, data types are means to identify the type of data associated operations for handling it. Okay. Now data types mainly classified into three categories for every database. If it is any database which you take, in that database which is mainly classified into three types, those are called numeric data types, date and time types, and string data types. So data types are basically which is classified into three types, that is numeric data types, date and time types, string data types. These are the three categories which is represented data types. Numeric data types, again there are multiple numeric data types which you can see, like int, which we call it as integer. This integer again will be having, there are different types of integer formats which you can make use, that is tiny int. Okay, integer, another type categorized tiny int, which takes place minus 128 to, sorry, 120 minus 128 to 127 space. Data type is small int, another integer type which takes the memory space 32,768 to 32,767. Then another type of integer, that is medium int. This is also one of the integer type, medium int, and which is given range which you can see in the textbook clearly. So now integer types, tiny int, small int, medium int, a big int or integer, which we call it as. Okay. Now another type is which we can say decimal, which you can see decimal values, fractional values which you want to fill the data, whichever you give input. Then you can see string type. Okay, so decimal which you can use to represent the fractional values. Okay, so integers, whole numbers which we call it as. Another type is string type. So string is a string data type which you can make use, which is a two ways which we call it as char fixed length size, char variable length size. That's why which we call it as char and varchar. Character variable length which we use for varchar type, and char fixed length size which we use for char. Okay, for storing string that won't vary much in size, range of 0 to 255, stores that amount in bytes, whereas variable length for storing strings that will vary in size, range of 0 to 255, stores that amount in bytes plus 1 byte. So here you can see different types of these string data types. Okay, char, character data type which takes place, and varchar is also used for character as well as which includes the character once you say only alphabets which will accept the data, whereas in varchar which will accept numbers as well as alphabets together. Then tiny text, okay, which accepts only text, and text, tiny text, text s which can be used, and blob, binary large object which you want to store images, media files like that, when we'll be using blob. Okay, blob means blob, which is nothing but binary large object. Then medium text, text, okay, this is also a string type which we uses, and medium blob, medium binary large object, and long text, then long blob. These all are related to string data types in SQL. And another one is star type, date and time. Date format which you can see year, month, and day. Example which it was, you can take it as 2020, 10, 18. The range of years which takes place 1000 to 9999. Okay, so this is how brief about data types. There is another way also which you can represent this decimal number or float. Instead of decimal, float also can be used to represent fractional values. An integer which occupies whole numbers, and whereas in float which takes decimal numbers, which takes place 4 to 8 bytes, 4 to 8 bytes float or decimal. Then date and time in SQL structured query language, which takes format January 1st 1753 to December 31st 9999, which occupies the memory space 8 bytes. Date time format which occupies 8 bytes. Then only date if you want it, then which stores a date like which I was told you, that date format first month. Okay, then date followed by year, which occupies 3 bytes of space. Only time which you want to store, stores a time of a day like 8:30 a.m. like that, which stores, and which occupies the memory 3 to 5 bytes of memory. Okay, char is maximum of 8000 characters. Char under string data type which occupies maximum of 8000 characters, 1 byte to a character, each character, fixed length, non-unique code. Character is a fixed length, non-unique code. Same manner, varchar. Varchar also, which goes for maximum of 8000 characters, but variable length, non-unique code. Variable length, non-unique code. What do you mean by unique code? Okay, non-unique code. Using non-unique code, it is easy to store languages like English, but not Asian languages. If it is non-Unicode means English can be stored easily but not Asian languages. We know the Asian countries, what are the different languages the countries under Asian region which uses. Asian languages need more bits to store data. More bits to store data. It takes less space to store the data in the database. Okay, moving of database files from one server to other takes less time. Okay, non-Unicode which takes moving from one database server to another, which is very length. Then there is another important thing, that is difference between char and varchar and a string data type. So the difference between these two, how it can be identified. The difference between char and varchar is that of fixed length and variable length, which we know. Now, what do you mean by fixed length means? So character, whatever characters the size char of x, when you represent that x value, okay, char of size which you represented here, size for example, if you say 5, okay, and suppose if you give the output that instead of 5 bytes only 3 characters, which occupies entire 5 bytes of space. That's why fixed length, which we call it as, even though you specified the size, but when you are storing the value into character type, that if it is less than the size but still which will occupies entire memory space. Whereas varchar, variable length, whatever size you specified, less than size, if you store the value as only that only which occupies, remaining space will be available. That's the main difference between char and varchar. Char and varchar data types. Okay, so now we learnt about SQL, history of SQL, and what are the rules which we need to follow. Then advantages of SQL, then MySQL, who developed, what's the history of MySQL, and features of MySQL, and SQL statements or SQL commands or SQL languages. Different types of SQL statements or different types of SQL commands or different types of SQL languages. That is DDL, data definition language, DML, data manipulation language, and DCL, data control language, DQL, data query language, and TCL, transaction control language. Then what is the data type? What are the categories of data types? Okay, so now we'll be able to proceed the way how we can create a database and how we can create a table. So once you know the data type, okay, then you will be able data type and SQL commands which you need to make use to create a table as well as database. Once you create database, then only you will be able to create a table. So I will see one by one those things next class onwards, the way how you can work with MySQL server. Okay, practicals you will see, theoretical as well as along with that parallelly you will see practical also, how you can make use MySQL server to execute SQL queries, query processing commands. One by one we will see. Thank you.